Have you heard of printed electronics?
It's like 3D.
I bet you have. I
3D?
bet you have. I bet you have, but you just don't know it.
Circuit boardy?
Potentially circuit boardy.
Not T-shirts and stuff.
No, I'm not talking
3D
about.
printers.
Although I wonder if there's probably a market for the T-shirt.
I got you.
Jani-Mikael Kuusisto is the CEO and director of a company called Ynvisible. I hope I'm saying that correctly, but it's Ynvisible. So you would pronounce it Invisible or Ynvisible. Interactive, and of course their website Ynvisible.com. That's why I'm going to put it on our website. Go to our website, click on their website, and you'll see it there. But this is the world of printed electronics. Look who's joining us in the studio from Finland, not Portugal. Although the company's from Portugal,
and not Russia.
All right, great.
How are you, sir? Great to see you.
Awesome to be here. And by the way, pronunciation of the name perfect. Company name Ynvisible.
Invisible.
Yeah. Invisible.
But I like the Yanni Ynvisible.
Ynvisible
Interactive.
You go with that.
You know we're going to get stuck on that now.
Yeah.
Ynvisible Interactive, spelled with a Y. So first of all, what are printed electronics?
Printed electronics is a key enabler for the Internet of Things. So all these everyday objects coming to life, becoming smart. And printed electronics is essentially taking materials with conductive properties, turning those to inks, and then printing them onto plastics, paper, and eventually on clothing.
I didn't know we were going to go there quickly, but show and tell already, because what I'm looking here is, and we need to do this right away, because when I think about the Internet, I have to tell you, every time somebody says the Internet of Things, you know the first thing I think about?
What?
Refrigerator. That's literally the first thing I think about.
Oh, the smart fridge now that lets you know you're out of lettuce or it's too cold or whatever.
Ice
you can
or
put
water.
a TV right in the front of it.
Exactly. So that's where we see the Internet, we see the electronics. But there are electronics even in these transit tickets. Everything.
Like parking cars, like parking lot car. Or,
your credit card, your credit cards.
And
there's
subway.
Exactly. And they're missing that human visual interface. That's what our company is doing by using printed electronics. But printed electronics is a field. You can print batteries, you can print solar cells. I have a Santa Claus solar cell here.
Like my house printer or?
Eventually, yes.
Okay. But their company does this. So here's a Santa Claus. I'm assuming this probably would light up on a shirt or something like that.
So that one actually would take from the lights here, it would extract the light and turn it into electricity. And then where we come into play is then it could power these types of displays that are printed on roll.
Okay, so hold on a second. So let's talk about these displays. So this is on a roll here.
Right? On a roll, Bob.
Now wait a minute.
It's on a roll.
On the roll here, and Chris, I don't know if you can see this up close. You want to point to Curtis? Okay, there we go. Look at that. That's circuit boards.
Correct.
Right? This is literally circuitry that could go anywhere.
Yeah.
Like, for example, this over here to my left, I'm not sure if you can see this here, that could be like on the back of a credit card.
Correct.
Right? This could be on on your little thing there.
Yeah.
We got it. Yeah, we got other things that it could go on.
So
I'm now the company spokesperson.
No, but by the time you got here this morning, you will have encountered over 1,000 items that have been printed. And now, essentially, with printed electronics, we'll be bringing some life to it. Let me show this example.
And what is that? Like a card?
You know the artist Banksy.
Okay.
And at Sotheby's, where they had the shredder incident, well, it could have been done with electrochromics.
Look at this.
Look at that.
It kind of grew a kid.
It grew a kid and disappeared.
And she went away.
Yeah.
God, if only it happened that easily.
Problems in the dating world. Stay right there, Yanni.
Great.
Jani-Mikael Kuusisto is the CEO and director of a company called Ynvisible Interactive.
I want that card.
The Invisible spelled with a Y in the front 7. How about that?
That's how they pronounce
I like it. Yanni's Ynvisible Interactive.
Ynvisible Interactive.
That's going to be a whole land. Like Legoland, Yanni's Interactive Land. Stand by. Big Biz Show, bigbizshow.com. We're going to delve into this a little bit. The world of printed electronics.
I want to buy the card for Mom.
Big Biz Show, bigbizshow.com. Look at that. See what's this? Ynvisible Interactive. See that? The power of that, Rusty. How do you like that? That's printed electronics.
Because usually the balloon floats out of sight.
Yes. Now the girl.
Not the girl.
Okay, let's talk about this. First of all, Jani Kuusisto is our guest. He is the CEO and director of a company called Ynvisible Interactive, Ynvisible.com, but Invisible is spelled with a Y in front versus an I. If you're listening to us on radio and you can't see it, if you're on TV you can see this, but we'll post this on our website. Talk about the company. So you guys are the creators or the printers, or tell exactly what you guys do. Exactly.
So we've actually invented these inks that change color. So they change color when you put a little bit of current of electricity in them. And we've been working on those inks and now bringing those to market. Currently we print. Just today we announced we're actually buying out a company in Sweden which is able to do this kind of roll-to-roll printing of these displays.
Wow.
But ultimately, you know, as we expand the technology, we want to sell these inks to all the printers around the world.
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah.
Now, with respect to the Internet of Things, you know, printed electronics is a big piece of this.
Correct.
And they use electronic, everything is required has electronic property to it.
Yes.
Talk about the proprietary advantage you guys bring to the table, because that's a big piece of this.
Well,
right?
the proprietary advantage clearly is that these are ultra-low power consuming displays. And the other thing is you can really embed them inside of all types of objects. Yeah. You really can't do that with conventional electronics, which are bulky, high power consuming, and costly. So you can start to put these into everyday objects.
And it's not necessarily ink like we're thinking of ink on a paper, but ink to...
It's electronic ink.
It's
basically.
Electronic inks, yeah. You
so
need to print several layers of these inks, but otherwise it's using the exact same printing equipment.
Yeah.
So obviously the printing industry, which by the way is an $800 billion industry, is excited.
Yes.
Is excited to get this new technology.
Well, I'm thinking about two things. I'm thinking about home diagnostics.
Correct.
Right? Home diagnostics has got to be one of them.
Yes.
And the other piece of this thing is, and I don't know if this is this, because I know everybody who you talk to comes up with an idea.
Exactly.
But what I'm thinking about is how many billions of dollars in lost productivity, increased prices, and lost inventory from counterfeit goods.
Correct.
And so let's say Callaway golf clubs. Okay.
Oh, yes.
Are sold in Japan or China or wherever. How do you know it's a Callaway or a Louis Vuitton purse or a pair of Nike tennis shoes?
Yeah.
This can be embedded technology, correct?
You're correct.
I mean, this is like digital DNA almost.
Exactly. And what's nice about it is that you can see it with your bare naked eyes. And you can combine other features, not just that it's authentic, but you can put a marketing message or you can put indicators that indicate something about the status of the product.
Yeah.
How has it been opened, for example? That's a nice
Has anyone licked my ice cream?
Exactly.
Did you see that video?
Yes, I did.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So the applications can be anything from safety related to now, like our last guest, Brian Lewis from IntelliCheck.
Yes.
Great. You know, their biggest piece of their business is validating whether something is authentic or not with respect to IDs. It's a fantastic company. There are applications there, I'm assuming.
Correct. Yeah.
We put you two guys together.
We bring that to the physical world.
Look at you. So, and that's so thin, it looks like you put just layers and layers, and that's why things are getting smaller and thinner, because you're able to have electronics that are just like,
yeah, exactly.
paper thin, literally.
I guess my question would be, as a company, and by the way, they are publicly traded under the stock symbol here in the States, YNVYF. YNVYF, and I'll put that out. I'll tweet that out to our 40,000 followers. They're also on the TSX Venture Exchange under the stock symbol YNV. But for our U.S. audience, they are publicly traded. And by the way, once again, Ynvisible.com, but that invisible is spelled with a Y in the beginning of that. Talk about your model. Wouldn't this end up being like a licensing model versus you guys doing all the printing yourself? You'd license technology out to different verticals?
Like a Bose type of thing?
Sure, but also the materials, the inks are at the core of this. So, like Coca-Cola has their secret formula, we want to hold on to our and control the flow of these.
Are there rare earth? Is that what they call rare earth?
No rare
earth metals.
These are actually based on organic chemistries. So these are non-toxic.
Which, by the way, is a thumbs up, because once again, when you're not relying on rare earth metals,
right?
Yeah.
You can just whip it up in the lab, and you've got your...
Yeah, of course.
Exactly.
You're not dealing with natural resources to get along with this.
That's even better.
Yeah. How did the company start?
It started actually by some brand owners who had these interactive installations in shopping malls saying, hey, wouldn't it be great if some of this interactivity could come into our products? And that's where the founders of our company in Portugal started working with these technologies to see how you could bring a printed surface to life.
I gotta say, so in the business of digital place-based media, okay, you know, when you go to a gas station,
right,
and they're showing us, I mean, I know for a fact that Live High Live plays in shops.
Medicinal.
I know that Big Biz Show
shops,
plays in these in these things as
When
well.
you walk up, they know you're there, and this video
Let me
starts
just tell you
going.
where this is going.
Where?
We're definitely going to have Yanni back.
Yeah, that's
You're going to
good.
pick up a Coca-Cola can? There's going to be an ad for Coca-Cola on the
Oh,
side
yeah.
of the can.
Talking
Yanni,
to you.
thank you so much.
Hi, Russ. Yes.
Fantastic stuff. Go check out their website, Ynvisible.com. That's spelled with a Y.
Talking Tequila.
I'll tweet it out to everybody in the U.S. and you guys will know what's going on. Fantastic stuff. Chris Jani-Mikael is our director. Jared Coleman is our assistant director.
Oh, he's good.
Curtis Matovich, our floor director, our floor cameraman, our keeper of keys, our editor, our composer, and from whom all blessings flow. RussIsFunny.com because...
RussIsFatandBald.com was taken.
Sully, catch me everywhere. Sully. See you tomorrow.